So, welcome to the 3 Revit Essential Training course. In this, we are going to enter into deep projects and work on some families and create some elements. As you are familiar with this opening interface, you will see that our previous saving elements are not here. The project that we save is not here. So what we need to do is to explore more of, because we use this opening, the last one, so we are going to explore more here. Say by click on open. So we search for where we save what we did. So I save it as a Revit Essential Training course. So day 2, click on it and say open. Now, as you have opened it, this is where we close it, the last page that will close the project on. So go to your level 1 and start putting drawings, putting elements inside this space so that you'll be able to see them and work on them. Now, the first thing you need to do is that you click on wall, because that's where you want to start your design. You want to go up, straight up. So there's no wasting of time in Revit. So you go here, click on wall, straight. So on the wall, the moment you click on wall, it has 2 patterns that came for you. The first one is this modifying tools. The second one is the property menu bar. So most of what you are seeing here are being represented in this menu bar. So what it just told you is that you have selected wall, but you have never started drawing. You have selected one on level 1. The project browser, when you look at your project browser on the right side, and tell you that, you see, it said we are in level 1. We want to start design there, and these are the properties we are using to design. So you can modify them from here. So you can do most of what you are seeing at the top here are being represented there, except for this click chain of something or offset. So you need to change these ones. So location line are the point at which your element want to start taking place. But before then, remember, we have from the basic wall 1, that is what the element we are using here. So the location is telling you that, you see, location center, we have constraint on level 1. As I told you, base constraint is that is the place that the project, the element want to be used. We have offset on the constraint. This one we are going to touch them later. Now, top constraint. The reason why I say the top constraint is unconnected is that you are able to free yourself by extending it to any kind of height you want. But if you want to be let it to do what constraint to a single thing, so you just say up to level 1. No, look at something. You see where you say unconstrained, look at the bar that follow it, say unconnected height of 4,000 millimeter. So if you change it now to level 1, you see what we change. You will definitely change. This one will be fainted and give you that it's okay, it's at the 3 meter maximum, because we have already defined that one in our last lesson. So now top offset, the same way those things are working, the structural and every other things. But for now, we want to remove it from the top or constraint level by putting it there. So we change this one to 3,000. The moment you change it, and you go to see that this one will change automatically, or you can change it from here. It will definitely change here as well. So press 3,000. Say apply. So you see that the thing has changed automatically. So here you start your drawing. Click. You just want to do a single room design here to familiarize ourselves with what we are doing. So a single room, let's just say 620 by 660. Just close it like that. So you have your room design. So as you have your room design here now, you move it to middle, what you do is that you highlight them and you press your left hand, you click on left hand button on your browse and begin to drag them. You can drag them anywhere you want to do. So you place them here, so let it be there. So as you've done that, so when you go to elevation now, any kind of elevation you go to, it's not showing. Is there any issue? Okay, that's where the problem is. They are not picking it, so you extend it. This one, drag it. It's not in the viewpoint of. This one is there. Click this. That's where the problem is. You're not picking it. So when you go back to there, you see there. Are you seeing it? So these guys, you can extend them. You drag them from every one of them can be dragged. And make sure you put them where you want to put them. So the same thing, go around. So work on them. Let your design, the drawing be coordinated. It's when you are practicing continuously, you familiar yourself with some of them. So we just guide you through so that you'll be able to use them at the appropriate time you want to use them. Now that is it. So you say click, say zoom. So you have it like that. So as you have these elements, the same way you have them on 3D. So you want to see the 3D aspect here. You know it's not here on the project browser. So you go to view again and you click 3D default. Are you seeing it? So when you click 3D default, 3D view appears on this page. So this 3D view. So that is how you work on them. Now, as you have it here now, the next thing to do, I want to introduce you to grid line. You know, you need some grid line to coordinate so much of your. So what you do in architecture, click on architecture, come to this place and click on grid. And your grid, it will help you to snap to the middle of the wall. So you click on it and select. Click here and select as well. Now the beautiful thing here, let me show you for you. So you click on this grid and say click on. So you tell it to have a top view grid line. You can change the way you want them to be. That's long and every other things like that. So the symbol, you click on symbol, you don't have anyone. It's maybe until you import. So you say custom segment. So you can change the thickness of the line and so forth to suit what you want to do. So that is how to do grid. You do your grid, you can create another one, assign it here, create another one, assign it here. Now the beauty of grid is that the moment you do this one, you are going to see some of them too in elevation. So you are not going to be hidden. So click on the east. Can you see the grid you did? So they are there already. Anywhere you go on elevations, you are going to see them. But mind you, you are not going to see them on your 3D. So go to 3D, they are not there. They are only working as a 2D representative element. So anywhere you see 2D view, you are going to see them there. So that is it. Now that's one. The next one we are going to touch here is that we want to bring in, if you want to work on this page and duplicate this what's it called, level plans. So what you need to do, let's say okay, we want to write letter, we want to annotate this place by putting letters there. So go to annotation click on text, write what you want to write here, say room. So I've written room, press escape there, drag it from here. This is what this is span, a drag symbol. From you click here, you drag this one. This one represents what? Rotate symbol. That place you rotate. If you want it to slant, if you want it to be vertical, things like that, you use rotate and it will snap. This one allow you to expand if you have a lot of letter in there. So now you can edit this guy by clicking on your property bar, say edit type. On edit type, you do what? You change the font of what you are doing by just scroll whatsoever the kind of font you have on your system is what is going to be showing there. Then you change the font size as well. You can change it to something like 5. So by the time you say apply, you see it's bigger. So you can change it here by looking for something that's okay. Let's list this one. You see, can you see that the thing is changing? But you cannot work since this one is pop-up. You can't work in this space again until, because it's going to be giving you a constraint sound that is not possible. So until you say okay, then you modify it here. So let's now say you have this in place. Let's say you have this one in place now. Now you don't want this one you have seen here. You don't want this letter to show. You now want to duplicate. Let's say duplicate the floor. You want to work on separate things. Maybe you want to detail this place. Why this one represents what your presentation, why another one represents your detail. So you still maintain every object here. What you need to do is say right click on this and say duplicate view. You have two options. You want to duplicate, it will duplicate. So you say duplicate with details, it's going to bring everything completely into bear. But if you say duplicate, ordinary duplicate, is only elements that are solid that is going to be seen. What I'm saying is, in essence, is that the elements that are going to be seen are those ones that are what have family, a complete one, not annotate. Annotate will never show there. So, for example, click on it like this and say duplicate view. You see that room tag is gone. It's not that it has gone, it's still there. When you go there, you still see it there, but here it's not more present. So anything annotate, even though you do the dimension, let's look at it. If you do dimension, it will never show on another level. So let's go to this place now and say click on dimension here to this place, go back to this place, you will never see it. So whatsoever you work here in detailings, whatsoever you modify here, it will never happen here, despite that is the copy of this one. So those one too, they are not representing in what? In your elevations. Now the quick thing we want to do here again now is to do what? Is to draw our roof. So let's go to level 2. That is where you can have level 2. When you look at this level 2, you see that the wall faint is fainted. The reason it's fainted is there is another level. You don't have control over it here. Also, because it's constrained to level 1. When you click on it, it's constrained. The base is constrained to level 1. So whatever you want to do here is in level 2. Why this one is not showing fainting is that he extended upward to another level. That is why you are seeing all this grid line being there. So go to architecture, click on roof by footprint. Then on the footprint, do overhang, which is the height of the roof, like 600. So then do this guy, tap it again, 600. Now put it at the edge and put it at the edge. So something you see here is that this is normal line. If you click finish now, it's going to show you a flat roof. So let us try it and see. Click finished. It will tell you that it's attaching to wall. I don't like attaching things to wall, except I want to do some certain. So you say no, let it stand on its own. So go to elevations. You see that it's a flat roof. You can look at it in 3D and you have flat roof as well. So but here I don't want that one. So you can control your graphic ability capacity here. Say graphic display, like we are in the hidden lines. So you can use shade, click on consistent shade, consistent color, realistic, things like that. So we are going to touch all those one in a continuous. So let's just use shaded so that the colors of those things will come out. Now, as you have this one, it's supposed not to be, you know the way the roof is supposed to be. Go to level 1 or roof level 2 where you did the drawing. Say click on edit footprint. Then all these lines, not line, west line, east line, they're supposed to have arrow that define them. So when you click on any line, click on define slope. So define slope, if you click on define slope here, the same time click here. So define slope, the slope come out for you that is 30 degrees. You can edit those what's it called, degree by yourself. So like this one we have it now. Look at the way the roof will fall. Go to 3D. I'll click on finish. Say no. Now go to 3D, go and see it. You see that the fall is slant to the back. So go back to level 2, select it and say edit the footprint. Select this one again. You can do the same thing. I just want to teach you one by one so that you will know how it works. Say no. Go to 3D again. Did you see the way it form? So like that. So go back to level 2. So select it again and say edit footprint. Select these two together and say define slope. Define slope. Now click finished. Say no. Now when you go to 3D, did you see now you form a proper roof? Now you can be checking them on your elevations. So you see, that is how you do what? You coordinate your drawing in what? In a Revit. So this one has already given you what you need to do. So you have what? You have your roof, you have your walls. Now you forgot to do something. You need to create an element called floor. So from the level 1 you click your floor and say floor by architecture. So you draw it around the boundary and you say finish. So when you go to your elevation, you see the floor attached to it. So this is the floor. When you click on it, it tells you that's slab. I've already placed slab for this one now. So that is it. So at any view you are, you can be controlling your graphics independently. Like this one, click on shade. On the west too, click on shade. So then you can cast shadow on them. Can you see? And cast shadow even without shading. Cast shadow. This is the shadow tag. Without shade, you can cast shadow on them. The shadow will come. Even when you are in 3D, you can as well catch what? Shadow. I'm sorry, this is the rendering stuff. You have not reached that level, so I'm going to teach you later. So here you can catch shadow. Can you see? You rotate around. The shadow is going to be there and be function. So in the next lecture, we are going to teach you something more